Hello, and welcome to Street Manager, the story so far. I'm Paul Chandler, product owner for Street Manager, and I'm here to tell you today about the Street Manager project. Street Manager is a new digital service that will transform the planning, management and communication of street and roadworks. It will be for registered users from local highway authorities, utility companies and their contractors. It will be an open system that will enable better collaboration, giving us a new approach for IT, for the industry, as we move into a world of continuous improvement. Why are we doing this? As some of you may remember, we had a discovery period back in 2017 and feedback from the industry, from contractors, from highway authorities, from utilities, from all levels of staff, was they weren't happy with the existing setup. There was a lack of visibility. We couldn't trust the data or produce the reports that we needed to. We couldn't pull out the data that we needed in terms of how many roadworks have taken place in a given year or what the failure rate of inspections was. We had multiple systems and inconsistencies between them and limited opportunity for collaboration between different stakeholders. So let me just give you a brief history of the Street Manager project. If we think back to early 2017, we went through that discovery period. We did research with a number of users, got feedback, and started to think about how a new Streetworks system might look. Fast forward to November 2017 and we started an alpha phase. That was a 12-week period where we developed a prototype to prove the concept of Street Manager, and moving into mid-2018 our beta phase started. That was where we had to build Street Manager from the ground up, introducing functionality to raise basic permits, respond to them and issue inspections. Since then, we've kept on iterating the project, gathering feedback from those pilot phase users. And now in May 2019, we've gone into a private beta phase. We will continue to work with our private beta users to improve the system, keep adding new functionality. That's a 6-month period, and then we move into November 2019, where we will go into what's known as public beta. At that point, anyone who wants to can transition on to Street Manager. There'll be a 5-month window where you can join, and then by the end of March 2020, all users will have to have moved over to Street Manager, and all transactions will be raised using the new format. So you may have heard that Street Manager works on agile principles. Agile is the way most modern software is developed. You write small pieces of work that we call stories, and you work in a set period of time to deliver as many of those stories you can. We call that a sprint. And you build up the product piece by piece over time. One of my colleagues likes to refer to it as a bit like building a house. First you lay the foundations, then you build the walls and doors, and it's possible to move into that house without having the curtains or the blinds, and over time you add those things and keep improving your house. So what's happening now on the project? We've got nearly 50 people beavering away in Street Manager Towers, building and designing the product. We've just finished our pilot phase where we had 5 pilot organizations. We met with them every couple of weeks, developed new features with them, got their feedback, fixed bugs, made improvements. And we're just now moving into our private beta phase where we've currently got 16 organizations signed up. We're talking to more, and they're going to be working with us from now on, giving us that feedback on features, using Street Manager in the wild, and we look forward to working with those guys. Who's part of the Street Manager team? We have the product development and delivery team. They're working in those 2-week sprints to build the product, looking at how it needs to be designed, meeting user needs. We have the business change team who are supporting you through the transition. They're available to give advice and training and support. And we have the project governance team who are working to make sure the key milestones are hit, that Street Manager moves through its relevant phases on time, that the quality, time and cost needs are all met on the project. What does the future look like for Street Manager? I'm looking forward to when we get into this new world and can work with the industry to continue developing new features and functionality over time. When we can pull out accurate data at our fingertips, we can answer those questions around what the failure rate of inspections are, how many FPNs were issued in a calendar year, why they were issued. We can adapt to new requirements. If a minister comes up with some new legislation or a change to existing regulation, we can incorporate that easily and rapidly. Nobody's locked into a particular vendor, and we have consistency with one system setting a consistent set of rules. We don't have to debate anymore about what the differences are between the systems and the logic behind them. All of this will enable us to reduce overheads and, more importantly, increase collaboration over time. So what does this mean for your organisation? It's greatly reducing overheads and supplying consistent data, giving you the information you need to better manage your workflow and list of jobs and your network. And what does it mean for the public? It's enabling us to give accurate and real-time data for them for managing their journey on the highway, which is surely the aim of everyone that's involved in this process of Streetworks administration. What are the next steps for you? Use the documents that we've supplied and that you can get on Slack or from the DFT newsletter and mailing list to decide how your organisation is going to switch to Street Manager and what that means for you. Decide when it's time for you to move to Street Manager. Is it best to move during the public beta phase? How should you move? Do you want to move all at once or a small part of your works? And communicate with us when you're ready and we can help you transition over. Get in touch then, Slack the DFT. We have over 600 people now in the Street Manager Slack. We have multiple channels, including the Ask the DFT channel. And you can always email us on streetmanager@dft.gov.uk. I hope you've enjoyed this summary of Street Manager today, guys, and you'll hear from me again soon.